Hello and welcome to this pick a card reading. My name is Gabby Turner. It's nice to have you. We've got 3 options today and we're going to be asking, how does your person of interest currently see you? So basically, like, I don't know, how are they viewing you? Like, what perception do they have of you currently? So we have 3 options represented by these goddess cards. Option number 1 is Laka. Option number 2 is Mayu. And option number 3 is Aphrodite. So the names of the goddesses are listed in the timestamps. Also some information on how to get a personal reading if you're interested in that. So just go to the description box when you're ready, when you've decided which reading or readings seem to be calling out to you. Again, number 1 is Laka, number 2 is Mayu, and number 3 is Aphrodite. Hello, group 1. You chose Goddess Laka. Welcome to your reading. Let's go ahead and find out. I did some pre-shuffling and just broke the deck open. And we have the Queen of Swords and the 3 of Swords. But I was just getting like an initial feeling. Like, I think that you and this person both really prioritize being authentic people. But it's almost like, because it is such a priority, like, I need to be the real me, you know, I don't want to put on a facade. I don't want to fake just to make people like me. Sometimes you do come across as unlikable, but again, I feel like, you know, this person sees themselves as being similar to you in that way. So I wouldn't say that they're judging you as like, wow, you come across as a real bitch. But they know that you're not trying to hide it, you know, like when you feel bitchy, you're not trying to hide that that's how you feel. When you don't like someone, you don't try to hide that either. I feel like they see you as someone who you don't have a lot of tolerance for things that you don't have tolerance for. Like, maybe I should say it this way. You don't have a lot of patience for people or situations that you don't have tolerance for. It's like, if it's not up to snuff, like, you're not going to stick around and like grin and bear it. Yeah, so we've had the Queen of Swords, now we have the Hermit. Like, they do feel like you're someone who probably just prefers to be on your own more often, not a super social person, right? And we have the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. It's not like you don't have love in your heart. It's not like you hate people, but you prefer to have some distance. You're a bit of a hermit, you know, you're a bit of a lone wolf. What else? What else do they see in you? We have the Empress card. So which aspects of the Empress are we looking at most? Okay, well, this is interesting. The 5 of Wands and the Emperor. Yeah, this person does feel like you're a very high value woman or high value person if you're not a woman, but they feel like you're someone who, you know, there's people wanting to compete for you. You do motivate people to kind of want to pursue you or like want to be your top priority. Like, let me be the one that group 1 is most interested in, because group 1 has options, right? So you inspire that in them. Like, your Empress energy is pulling out their Emperor energy, where they're like, no, nobody's gonna beat me in this game, you know, competing for group 1, I'm gonna outshine the rest. But there are plenty of people trying to get group 1's attention. What do they think it is about you that, interesting, that captivates people? We have the Hermit card coming out again, and we have the King of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles. I think they feel like people are attracted to you almost because your lone wolf personality is a bit of a challenge. Like, people want to break down the barriers and get to your heart. They want to show you the love with this King of Cups and they feel like you're someone who you've put a very firm boundary around your heart. It's not easy to impress you. It's, you know, you can smell a rat. If someone comes around and tries to fluff you up and like pretend that they have loving feelings for you, you can tell the difference between an authentic expression of love and someone who's maybe just trying to blow smoke up your you-know-what. And so, like, people want to you inspire people who are attracted to you to want to rise to that challenge and prove the worth of their heart. It's almost like a chivalry, right? Because chivalry was all about like honor and dignity, expressing the true heart, right? You make people want to show that they are capable of such a love, of such a true and noble love that does not have these ulterior motives that you would be able to sniff out anyway if they did have ulterior motives. Pureness of heart. Yeah, people want to rise to that challenge because, you know, because you are a very discerning person, and it's like when people feel clocked by you, is that the term? When people feel like you have maybe looked at them, you're giving them side eye, like, no, there's something about you that I don't think is where it should be, right? Something's out of alignment with you. Your motivations are not correct. You're not coming correct, whatever. Like, when people feel like you're giving them that sort of evaluation, it motivates them. Again, this is a sort of chivalry too. This is like the knight going on the noble quest. Like, oh, I haven't met the standards of the princess, so I need to go out here and better myself and improve myself and be more what she wants me to be. So it doesn't necessarily, I guess you'd think that would hurt someone's feelings if they feel negatively evaluated. I mean, I think it kind of does sometimes with this King of Swords reversed. But it's like they know that you're doing it very lovingly, and we're like, you have such a high integrity that people are like, okay, well, she didn't see me being up to snuff, or, you know, group one didn't see me being up to snuff, but it's like they know that you're not just doing it to be mean. It's like they feel like, okay, basically you see the potential in a person, and you help people to see that potential in themselves through this process of maybe giving people the side eye and being like, should you really be acting like that? Should you really be having those priorities, or whatever it is that you're seeing in people that you're just like, no, that's, you need to improve yourself, dude, you know? It helps people to see like, oh, group one sees a greater potential than me. I thought like acting like this or having these priorities or motivations was like, I thought I was doing pretty good. I thought this was all that I was capable of. So, yeah, so it motivates people. You are sort of a catalyst for change. A catalyst to help people to evolve. And people are attracted to you like that, because really what they're attracted to is needing a catalyst. These people gravitate towards you because they need that catalyst to change. And I'm being reminded of the goddess Circe. I know that Laka was the goddess card that you chose, but goddess Circe, all of these sailors would come to her seeking guidance on their journeys, much like a knight, right? Going on a quest, going on an adventure, an odyssey, if you will. Odysseus was one of the ones who stopped by, but she literally changes them. Like, she gives them, I think it's like a potion or something they drink, and she turns them into pigs. But it's similar. It's like you shine a light on people and they're like, listen, I'm seeing the pig in you and I know that you're better than that. I think they don't stay pigs forever. I don't remember. But I mean, like, this is a loose metaphor here. Like, just like the goddess Circe, you are a catalyst for change. It's not that people are gravitating towards you because they're necessarily meant to be with you romantically or to stay in your life. But many times it is just because what they're seeking is their own oomph, you know, like that burst of motivation to help them see what they're capable of so that they can then go out and change and evolve and become a quote unquote better person, right? Yeah, like people leave away from you emotionally charged and motivated to be the best that they can be. Yeah, we have the World card. It's like people really are like, I want to be on my best behavior. I've seen the light because of group 1. All right, so I know we're getting at the original question was, how does your person of interest see you? So we kind of like got off on a tangent here, but I mean, they're seeing that in you as well. It's just, I think they feel like, you know, they're like, okay, these other people, they're coming around. They want attention from group 1. But I know that I stand head and shoulders above the rest. They do feel this sort of mutual discernment of like, group 1 sees me differently than they see the other people. They see in me that I'm also that person of integrity. It's not that they don't feel like they have any room to grow either, because this is someone who, like you, is like it's a strong priority. I said that from the beginning. To be an authentic person, to be a person of integrity, like they have that same goal. And they know that there's like a mutual awareness here. Like you're both meeting each other's standards, right? And you both have high standards in what you expect in other people. I'm hearing because you've both been disappointed by people quite a lot. I do feel also like something this person thinks about, like there is like the physical attraction is also strong, like the sexual attraction here. And both of you are very sexually attractive people, or like physically attractive. And so the shared energy here is the 9 of Swords. It's like both of you are attracted to each other in that way, but it's almost like you're not sure how to, like they feel like both of you are not really sure how to approach that and still stay in this integrity, right? Like when we initiate physical contact with someone, especially in this day and age, there are so many different snares. Like, could I be, you know, like imposing on them, or like, why am I having trouble thinking of words? Like, am I being respectful? Am I stepping out of bounds? You know what I'm saying? Like, at the same time, I feel like there is a sort of, they also feel like both of you are willing to be bold and courageous enough, because you're both coming through, you know, the Strength and the Queen of Wands. You both have this sort of like fiery, courageous, charismatic energy where you're like willing to tempt fate a little bit. And it's like, okay, maybe we're just going to have to be willing to risk, you know, being a little naughty, or being like making a mistake, you know, like flirting and, you know, just hope for the best that we're not offending the other person, or like acting out of integrity or something like that. Yeah, but I feel like this person, like they could just stare at you all day. Like they could stare at you and watch you think. And it's weird because I feel like you know, thoughts that you think are just in your head with this Two of Swords. This is a strange thing. Like, I feel like this person, like, if they sit and think long enough, whatever thoughts are in your head will come to them. They'll like figure, it's almost like they can read your thoughts in a way, but not in the typical way. It's more like if they run it through their own head enough, right? Enough intervals of like going through their own head, thinking about what they know about you. It's like they can sort of like spot the patterns, and like it brings them to the conclusions of like, okay, I bet I know that group 1 is over there in their thoughts, right? Because they're a deep thinker. Let me figure out what they're thinking about. How do they see this? What are they thinking about that? And they come to the correct conclusion, like, more often than not. So it's not like in a psychic way necessarily that they're reading your mind. It's more that they really have a strong understanding of who you are as a person. So they understand your perspective on things much more than you might realize that they do. And because of that, they know where they stand with you, which is what I was saying before. Like, they know somehow that they're different from the others. You have a lot of people beating down your door. They're like, I know. They're like, I know I also haven't reached my full potential. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also not a chump. And I also know that group 1 is still striving to reach their own potential. And we both see something in the other one of like, that is a person who, I can't figure out another way other to say it than like meeting my standards or meeting my expectations of what I really hope a person to be. You know, like, this is the type of person that this is how I want that, like the ideal way that I want people to be. And it comes back, I keep repeating the word integrity too, but it's like, that's it, you know, like the value systems, maybe we should say it like that. Like, this is someone who shares my value systems. I feel understood. I feel like their motivations in life, their priorities in life are the same as mine, to the point that they're willing to be unlikable. You know, like, you've both kind of seen each other maybe rub people the wrong way, but you also saw in the other person, like, well, you rubbed people the wrong way because you were willing to challenge what you saw as wrong. You know, you were willing to maybe call someone out or give someone the cold shoulder when you didn't like what they were doing with their life or how they were treating other people or something like that. So anything else that group 1 needs to know about how their person of interest sees them? They see you as a very loving person. They see you as someone who, it's easier for you to give love than it is to receive love. You have a big heart. You're pouring love out all of the time, which is also part of the reason people are drawn to you. But it's harder for you to accept other people loving you or even treating you in a loving and kind manner. Okay, is there anything else? Okay, so I'm getting a no here. So that's kind of the end of the reading. That's all that I'm picking up that your spirit guides want you to be aware of about. That was pretty comprehensive. That was a lot of information. So remember, if you want a personal reading from me to get those personal insights, the information is below. I am now taking readings on my Etsy shop. I haven't had anyone buy it. People still keep going to my website to buy the readings, which is fine. I actually make more money that way when they do it. But like, I'm like hoping to get my Etsy shop rolling to maybe attract customers through Etsy, because a lot of people go to Etsy to find tarot readers. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody goes to YouTube to find a tarot reader, but I do appreciate people's, my clientele regardless. So with that said, group 1, Man, that was a cool reading. I hope that you enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, group 2, you chose Mayu. It says Ascension on her card. I don't know much about this goddess. Let me know in the comments if you're familiar with her, and maybe that's why you chose her. All I know is she has a very beautiful red dress. I love that dress. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to do a quick shuffle. I'm starting out when I cut the deck with the King of Wands and the Six of Swords. I feel like what I'm getting here is more of your person of interest, their own energy. But the question at hand is, how does your person of interest view you? But I feel like, you know, each of our personalities, it is sort of a lens through which we view people, right? Just because this person views you in a certain way does not mean that they're accurate in their perspective of you and how they see you, but how they see you is going to be sifted through their own individual self, including their personality. And with that said, I feel like there's a reason why we're being shown their personality. So the King of Wands and the Six of Swords, I think this is someone who is pretty good at like getting their way in life is how I see it. But I also feel with that Six of Swords, it's almost like they want to be a better person. It's like, it makes me think about someone who knows how to rig the game in their favor, and like they keep winning and they keep winning, but it's also like, secretly I've kind of rigged the game in my favor, so of course I'm winning. Yeah, now we have cut it. I've shuffled a couple times. We still have that King of Wands and then the Six of Wands, which has to do with winning and victory. Like, they love to win. This is someone who loves to win. They like to get recognition. They like to get great feedback. Like, oh, everybody loves what I'm doing over here. I'm over here winning. But in some way, things are kind of rigged in their favor, or they're rigging it in their favor somehow to win. It's like they have advantages or something like that. And I think, you know, with that Six of Swords we saw at the beginning, which is usually, I can see that card in different ways at different times, but it gave me the feeling that this person, they want to be a better man or a better person. And here we have the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. It's like they see a more noble potential in themselves. Okay. So that's just what we're picking up on them. And this is somehow going to pertain to how they're viewing you. Because I feel like they're viewing you in relation to themselves. I do feel like this person is cultivating, one of the things that they're interested in is self-awareness. They want to understand themselves more. In particular, even though they love winning, right? And they're good at that. You know, whether it's making that money or like winning, I don't know, competitions or whatever, or you know, I don't know, they're winning, right? I feel like this is someone too, like they've been with some really good looking people and like that's a way of winning. You know what I mean? Like they've had their trophies, if you will. And even when it comes to dating beautiful people, like they almost view that as trophies, or it's seen as a trophy, right? They get a lot of admiration. Lots of people want to kiss their, you know what I mean? They're popular, they're sought after, people go to them to hear what they have to say about things. But it's like there's something missing, you know. In this particular deck, which is the Cosmic Tarot deck, the Ten of Cups always gives me a sort of melancholy feeling, which is ironic because the Ten of Cups is the card that's supposed to represent complete emotional fulfillment. Like we're supposed to be overjoyed, you know, we're filled with happiness. Like we got 10 cups overflowing here. They've got it all. When I say this person is winning, they've got it all. They might even have a fucking yacht. I don't know, a mansion. I don't know. This person is like blinging it up. Like they're doing really well in life. They're succeeding in those sorts of ways that in a worldly sense, a lot of us view success. Worldly success. They've got it. Maybe even fame. fame, money, I don't know. But it's like there's something lacking. You know, they don't feel happy. And in terms of self-awareness, I feel like they're feeling like maybe you have some sort of secret, because they see you as the Nine of Cups. I think they're seeing you as having like a more true experience of happiness. And it doesn't come from the same, you know, you're not looking for the same things out of life. You know, maybe you haven't had the same quote unquote successes, but you have a more kind of serene and quiet, authentic happiness. That's what they're seeing in you. And it's interesting, the shared energy that they see the two of you having is the Seven of Swords. And I feel like on their end, it's the fact that they've rigged the game to win somehow. Like, I don't know what it is, if they're cheating on their taxes or what they're doing, but like they've rigged the game somehow to succeed. And they keep succeeding. But you have a secret too, and that's what they're trying to figure out. What is Group 2's secret? It's interesting too, I normally don't pay too much attention to this keyword at the bottom, but it does say ascension, which is basically like we are becoming uplifted, we're becoming more enlightened, we are vibrating at a quote-unquote higher level, to put it in woo-woo language, right? We're evolving spiritually. So I feel like they see you as someone who has ascended some of the more base material goals of success that humans tend to have, that they think that they're going to find their happiness in, right? When you come across a genie with a golden lamp and you get your 3 wishes, you know, people have this idea of what, oh, if only this wish were granted, I could be, if only I were with the most beautiful or handsome person in the world as my partner, that would bring me happiness. If only I had a wonderful castle with lots of servants, that would bring me happiness, right? If only I had like all the gold in the world, you know what I mean? And then what happens when the genie grants our wishes? You know, in those stories, like more often than not, people find out there are strings attached to having those wishes granted, and the strings that are attached really don't make it a happy situation. Now it's interesting, like they don't feel like you're someone who is always happy either, but they feel like it's an authentic happiness. Like you can be honest with yourself about the times when you are dissatisfied or discontent. And I think that part of their winning friends and influencing people, part of their approach to succeeding has been to always put on that happy face, always put on that front of like, yeah, I'm always happy, of course, because I'm successful. If I'm a successful person, of course I would always be happy. Hello, you know? But that's not real. Like nobody is always happy. And so they do feel like part of your secret has to do with the fact that you're willing to admit when you're not. You know, like you're willing to admit when you're maybe bored with life, when you're feeling like you don't have a sense of purpose, when you don't feel fulfilled. What is this Four of Cups trying to tell us? You're not afraid to admit, maybe even when you feel lonely or rejected, when you feel judged. But I feel like this person, they really want, it's almost like they want to mine. I'm going to use the metaphor of mining. They want to mine your secret to true, authentic happiness. And they're understanding that true, authentic happiness is a happiness that it's not constant, right? The true, authentic happiness doesn't allow the person to always be overjoyed, but there can be moments of true joy. So they see that as your strength. You have found the secret to experiencing joy. I think that's what it is. joy in particular. Joy is more than happiness, but obviously you can't experience joy all the time. And in order to experience joy, you have to be able to navigate a whole array, a whole rainbow of different emotions. So they do see you as having that ability. Yeah, and again, we're going back. There's a Six of Swords appearing again. Like, you've really made this person be, they want to be self-aware, and like you give them a lot of material to work with in order to self-reflect and find that self-awareness. And a lot of what they look at when they're being self-aware doesn't make them happy. And that's something that they've learned from you as well. You're not afraid to acknowledge your shadow side and own up to it. Own up to your shadow, right? Like if you've been with this Four of Cups, like, well, you know what? I was bored with life, or I was ungrateful. I was this or that, you know, like once you can see it about yourself, you'll acknowledge it. That isn't a natural part of this person's skill set, but they're learning that from you. They're like, at least they can acknowledge it to themselves. I don't know if they're going to go shout it to the rooftops or anything and tell other people all about, you know, their shadow. But to themselves, they have been strengthened by you and learning how to go within and say, okay, I can see that in myself. I see the shadow. I'm not going to run from it. I'm going to see it for what it is. And I'm going to improve myself, right? In order to make a change for the better, we have to acknowledge the situation for what it is. And so you do give them the strength to do that. They do see you also as a very honest person. I think also they feel like you're someone who has a knack for, you're kind of seductive, I would say, with this Princess of Wands and Three of Wands. Oh, and the Four of Wands. They feel like you have a sort of seductive quality because it's like they can tell that your focus is on them sometimes, but then just as soon as they notice you focusing on them, you're off and you're doing your own thing, and you're already like back into your own sense of blossoming, and you've kind of like forgotten about them. So that's almost like it's seductive in the sense of like, well, there's this connection, right? They're noticing me, but then they're just back in their own energy and blossoming, and they don't even need me at all, right? There's something about the sort of passionate push-pull energy of that makes you a very seductive person, because it's like, well, I liked it when they were paying attention to me, but I also think it's admirable that they can channel that same energy into, you know, their own growth and, you know, blossoming, glowing up, being happy, pursuing their bliss, being their best selves, pursuing being their best selves. And that they can't be doing that if they're constantly focused on me, because then they would be like, you know, desperate. They know that you're not desperate. They're whatever the opposite of desperate is, but you're seductive, you're tempting, you're alluring. They see you as all of this. Yeah, because they get fixated on you. They get fixated on you. Yeah, this person, in the moments when they are fixated on you, and I think that they're like, when I say fixated, that would be like a prolonged period of time where their attention is really focused on you, and they're very intrigued by what you're doing with your life, whether it's with your career or just like your day-to-day, how you approach your life in the sort of quote-unquote mundane world, like taking care of business, right? Which means both, it could mean our career, our money, like how we manage our, you know, to-do list for the day, stuff like that. Like, why are they intrigued? They're intrigued by this. You know what it's making me think about? Like, sometimes, and I'm always confused by this, but like, you'll see those articles which are like, this is how Bill Gates starts his day, or like, this is how these 5 billionaires start their day. And it's like low-key saying like, well, you should start your day like this because then you'll be a billionaire, right? And it's like all these billionaires, to be honest, like there's not one morning routine that leads someone to be a billionaire. You could be an early riser or a late riser. It's just like people are individuals, but so that's what confuses me about it. But I mean, there is a mentality like that. Like, well, if you adopt so-and-so's approach to life, then you'll be the same as they are in some sense. And it's like, that's kind of how they're viewing you. Even though if one of you were the billionaire, I think it would be more likely to be them. Because again, like they've like rigged the game somehow, like they're winning the game. I'm not saying that they didn't have any skills or talents here, but they're really succeeding at life. But they're noticing like your like routine and your approach to these mundane material aspects of life, and they're like, huh, well, look what they're doing over there. Look what group 2 is doing over there. Well, what's that all about? Should I be doing that? Aw. Yeah, it's like it makes them kind of fall in love with you. I think because, you know, it's interesting because I said before, like, they see you as someone who can experience moments of joy, but moments of joy are just moments, and then we might have moments of ingratitude or moments of boredom, etc. But there's something about your approach to life that despite these changes, like I might have a moment of joy here and a moment of like boredom and or melancholy even over here, but like something about your day-to-day routine or like how you approach life keeps you stable even amidst those emotional changes. They love that about you. It does make them feel a little bit defensive because whatever you're doing in your day-to-day routine to stay grounded and to keep your equilibrium, it's like they feel like maybe they couldn't do that. Well, I couldn't have that routine. I couldn't do this or that. You know, they're like, well, I'm succeeding at a lot of other things, you know, like let me give myself the kudos here. But whatever it is that you're doing with your life, I don't know, maybe you meditate for an hour a day. I don't know. It's like, I know I couldn't meditate for an hour a day, but like there's something that you're doing that they're just like, I really don't know if I could incorporate that into my life. I see your ace, and I raise you. I don't know poker language, but yeah, they want to meet you where you are with whatever this approach to life is. Like I said, maybe it's a regular yoga practice. Maybe it's your approach to spirituality. I don't know, but it's something that they see that you use to really stay grounded and keep your equilibrium, keep yourself healthy in mind, body, and spirit. They want to be able to do that, but they feel like maybe they can take on certain aspects of how you're living your life in that sense, but maybe not all of it is for them. But anyway, they feel like it's working for you, is what I'm trying to say. And I don't know why I keep like they love that you do that. They love that about you. It makes them love you. Kind of makes them fall more in love with you for whatever reason. I think it just kind of puts them at ease somehow, like seeing you engage in your day-to-day routine, and that sense of being relaxed feels very loving. I don't know how else to express it. I'm just doing my best here, but group 2, I think that's pretty much all I've got for you guys. These readings have ended up being way longer than I realized that they would be. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in a personal reading, if you like my style, you can check out the information below. I am offering readings on my Etsy shop. So far, nobody's taken me up on that, For years, I've offered it on my website. You can still order readings on my website. And in fact, that's what people are doing. People who are used to me, I guess, still just go to my, which is fine. I'm glad to get it either way. But I do want to help my Etsy shop take off. So if you would like to order a reading from me via Etsy, it's the same price. But yeah. Anyway, thanks guys so much for watching. I hope I see you again. And I wish you the best. Bye-bye. All right, group 3, welcome to your reading. You chose Aphrodite. Let's go ahead and see how your person of interest is viewing you. How do they see you, right? What's their perception of you? How would they describe you? Maybe that's a way I could have said it. Sometimes I struggle with the titles to my videos. By the way, if anyone has any ideas for topics you'd like me to address in a pick a card reading, please feel free to let me know in the comments below. So the first card I get upon shuffling is the Strength card, which is a very passionate card, and it's interesting. I don't normally do that with these goddess cards, but this is the second time in this video that I have felt the need to, because it says passion. The Strength card is also about passion. So I would say they see you as a very passionate person. What does that mean? What does it mean to them that you are a passionate Queen of Wands? The Devil. You are hot. You are hot. You are a hot tamale. You are a fiery, you know, like when you feel the passion, you do not hide it. You are like letting people know, like, it could be like something about the way you dress or the way that you present yourself. Like, you are not afraid to show it off. You like what you got, and you know that other people are going to like it too, and you want to show them. But I think it has more, it's not just your looks and your presentation too. I feel like it's like your personality. You're very vivacious. You're very like, I feel sort of like outspoken. Like I'm thinking like about like Cardi B, you know, like I kind of like Cardi B. Like, I mean, everybody can be a little too much sometimes, but you know, that type of like hot tamale personality, you know, like, no filter, but they really appreciate that about you, I feel like. Okay, so how else do they see you? Yeah, like you are so fiery in so many ways. Like when you want something, you're out to get it, and you are out to like outshine the competition. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go out with your friends to the club, you're like, secretly, we all know I'm going to be the one who looks the best out of all of my friends. Like it can be a sort of friendly competition, but like they do feel like you're someone who kind of can turn almost anything into a competition in a way. Like you're always shining the brightest, right? Yeah. And sometimes you might even be literally getting into fights sometimes. Like maybe there's a reason why Cardi B came up, right? She has been known to get into some fights, like whether it's like a verbal altercation or whatever. Maybe you are willing to throw fists. I don't know. But like, if you're heated, you are heated, and you're not going to hold back. Passionate. Going back, what does the word passionate mean? It means all of that. I feel like they've got your back though. Like, you know, even if you are getting into a fight with someone, they're kind of like, group 3 is my dog. Like I'm loyal to them. Like I think they're right. Whatever they did here, like they were justified in doing it. If they told somebody off, that person deserved to be told off. Yeah, there's a very strong loyalty here. This person really does have your back. Like they would, if your name was brought up in a disparaging way, or if someone was questioning you, they would be like so loyal to you. They'd be like, no, listen, group 3 is an excellent human being, blah, 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 blah. They're a great person. Like, I've known them for years, right? They're like, don't you be talking smack about group 3 because they had their reasons for doing what they did. And I think they did what needed to be done. Oh my God, I feel like this is, I just keep getting like this person is ride or die for you. They have so much admiration for you. They have so much respect for you. They are, I feel like this person is willing to fight for you as well, because you inspire them to be passionate about life as well. Excuse me. Yeah. You inspire this person. They're like, I see how group 3 is out, you know, like they'll put them in the middle of a situation and succeed and like really go for the gold. And they're like, I want to go for the gold, you know, like I want to be the best. I want to be the first. I want to be the greatest. Yeah, but it's like admiration and inspiration. I think they already wanted those things. They wanted to be the greatest. They wanted to be the best. They want to be the first, right? You know, like they want to prove themselves in the world. They wanted that before they met you, but like after meeting you, it's like they're just so excited about, I don't know, maybe they want to prove it to you. I think that's what it is. They're like, I have so much respect and admiration for group 3. I don't know if they really see me that way, but I'm going to show them. I'm going to show them that I'm an admirable person, that I'm a standout person, that I have what it takes. I'm going to stake my claim on the world, and I will show group 3 what I have done. I'm going to impress them. So I think that's what they've said in their mind. They're going to come out here and impress you somehow. Okay, anything else for group 3 about how their person views them? I'm getting a no. You guys got the short reading, but yeah, this person is... So, I mean, I just want to end on that note of like how loyal they are to you, undyingly loyal, loyal to their last breath. And you might be like, why? You know, like maybe for some of you, you don't even know each other that well. That's just how impressed they are with you. Like they're just always going to have your back. They're like your #1 fan. So anyway, group 3, thank you so much for watching. I hope this reading was helpful, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.